Hello there, Leo. This is your collective love reading. It's going to go from the 1st of August right the way up until the 1st of September. Guys, massive apologies for not getting this reading out to you earlier. I did get your reading done along with other star signs, but I just couldn't get them uploaded onto YouTube. There was a problem. I was trying for days. So what I'm doing is redoing the reading again, and hopefully this one will reach you. As you can see, the cards are underway here. We've got the King of Wands at the back and the Justice card. King of Wands, typically Cancer, Leo energy, doesn't have to be. So that could be you there standing proud in the recent past. And the Justice card, which is Libra energy, wanting to restore some type of balance. It can be wanting to do something the right way, not how you want to do it, but it's the right way to do it as of this time. You're wanting it to be fair to all the parties that are involved. Could also be some type of legality that you're dealing with as well. Remember, the recent past, I generally tend to say it's 6 weeks either side of the reading. This may take some of you right the way back for your recent past up until the middle of June, shall we say. For others of you, may be completely predictive and you haven't reached this recent past yet. You may not get there until sometime until mid-September, if not even later. You just try and gauge where you feel you fit within the reading and adjust it accordingly. So I think we're ready then, Leo. I'll just shuffle these cards one last time. So before we go any further, if you could just click that subscribe button for me, that would be amazing. You know the drill, it just helps build the channel. And yeah, so what's been going down in the recent past with this King of Wands energy? Maybe you, may not be. As I said, typically Cancer, Leo energy, doesn't have to be. But it's an energy of passion, an energy that's driven, very motivated. As somebody that has the ability, I feel at times, to kind of talk you around, or you feel quite intrigued and you want to know more. There's something desirable about them. They just have the ability to draw you in and be heard. For you to hear them about what they feel passionately about, and for you to possibly to end up feeling the same way. So let's just see what we've got here. Can I have strong, clear guidance, please, Spirit, on this King of Wands energy? Strong, wowzer. Okay. High Priestess, typically Pisces energy, doesn't have to be. Now this could be part of them that they're keeping quiet. It could be that they've recently gone quite withdrawn. I'm not sensing it though, because within the energy coming into the reading, I'm feeling like impulsivity or wanting to move forward, but they're restricted. So it may be that they're wanting to move forward towards a Pisces. This may be you, Leo, and you're feeling you can't quite get there because this High Priestess energy, if it is a person, you feel you can't quite get there. They're hidden. They've gone missing. They've gone off the radar. And what else can we get on this, please, Spirit? There we go. 10 of Cups, more Pisces energy. You're wondering if they've gone off towards the happy ever after. Alternatively, Leo, this can be you keeping it in, that you have got your happy ever after. You're just not putting it out there. There's no reason for there to be any changes, but there's something hidden here, something being held back. It doesn't have to be a massive secret. It can just be something that you're processing deep within. You've got that inner knowing, that inner guidance. You're using that intuition of yours that you can depend on. But there is a strong Pisces vibe within this reading. And what do we have on the Justice card here, please, Spirit, on this Libra energy? There's waiting for someone to do the right thing here, I'm getting straight away. To restore some balance and a prevention from wanting to go forward. And then I'm hearing someone's not revealing everything. Somebody is not revealing. Bear me a second, Spirit's trying to get this message through. Someone's not disclosing everything about the situation or how they are feeling. This Justice card, it can represent marriage. Can represent as well court cases and being heard. Also doing what the right thing is to do, not what you want to do. Can also represent legalities. What can you give me on this, please, Spirit? And the Four of Swords. I feel there's some exhaustion here and someone that's like a withdrawing. That is that again, that withdrawing energy. That in itself is Libra energy. So you may have some Got quite a bit of Libra as well coming into this reading with that Justice card, the Four of Swords, and then at the bottom you might not be able to see it yet, but with the Three of Swords. And there we have it again, the King of Wands. Got the King of Wands coming through twice now. I think that Justice card is the other party sensing that the King of Wands is withdrawing and they're not being completely upfront about something, which you wouldn't really get, I feel, from the King of Wands energy. Why is the King of Wands withholding here, please, Spirit? Or what's the King of Wands keeping quiet? What's the King of Wands keeping quiet, please, Spirit, with this High Priestess energy? Wanting to move on, wanting to move forward, wanting to get to a place of more calm. They may feel challenged at the moment within the thoughts, within the minds, within the communication, and they want to get to a more balanced place, maybe to a place of that happy ever after. And they're not getting there at the moment, especially within the communication, or they feel like they're not being heard. But there's something that's not being made clear here, or something that's not being put out there completely up front. There's a strong Cancer vibe in this reading as well. Okay, so what can you give me as well? Another card, please, Spirit, for this Four of Swords and this Justice card. The Wheel of Fortune. Someone's hoping here, the other party, I feel, is just hoping that it's going to keep moving forward, or they're trying to keep it moving forward in the right direction. There's a hope here. There's a hope it's going to keep going forward in the right direction. But I feel it's not the same direction as what the King of Wands is wanting, personally. I feel there's a King of Wands here that wants to get to a more calmer place, or to a more restored place, to a place of where if you're together, the relationship has been before. But for the other party, I feel they're wanting to move it forward in another direction, maybe to something more committal. I feel there's a wanting to elevate here, take things up to something more serious. As I said, legalities, it can involve paperwork, that Justice card. So it can be likes of documents to do with getting married or divorced. But this can also be a party that wants to restore working on a connection. And this could be another party that wants to move forward and move on from a connection and maybe proceed with divorce. Okay, Leo, so let's move you over. I'm going to take you into how your party, clear, strong guidance, please, Spirit, of how Leo's party is coming into the reading. I'm hearing Cancer again, and that as well is a Cancer card anyway, with that Two of Cups. So there's a wanting to come in together. There's a wanting to come together here. There's a wanting to communicate between yourselves, maybe start again, or start from a calmer place. Just communicate, but offer the communication with some type of emotion there. It doesn't have to be a lot. It can just be respect to begin with. But let's have a look. What have we got on this Two of Cups, please, Spirit? The Eight of Swords. Someone's withdrawn and they're just not prepared to put themselves out. They're not prepared to put themselves out there. Or there's an over-analysing here, thinking they're at more harm than what they actually are. And the Two of Swords. So they're keeping themselves guarded. They're keeping themselves guarded towards this connection. They feel possibly that whenever they come into contact with them, it's just conflict. And they can't. There's a party here. I feel this is where the blockages that I was feeling at the beginning. I feel there's a possible water sign that's here. So that'll be Cancer, Pisces, or a Scorpio. That feels like they can't express themselves. It's as if they've got an anxiety building up, and I'm feeling like they're needing to try and swallow it or try and keep it in, and they're bursting. I'm getting like a pressure cooker feeling, and they're trying to let this feeling out bit by bit, hoping the other party will grasp how they're feeling. This may even be you, Leo, because I am sensing some strong Cancer Leo cuspers, or you could say Leo Cancer cuspers. But there's a party here that's not being heard, but I don't think they're being heard because they're not communicating enough. They're expecting another party or the other party that they're involved with to take notice of their feelings, and this other party is just going to go ahead anyway because that's what they want to do. They're just not acknowledging how you're feeling, and your party is just going to go ahead anyway. So what else can you give me of how Leo's party is coming into the reading, please, Spirit? Why is this Two of Swords here? More Libra energy. Because the Four of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles. Leo, your party feels that they have everything that they need, but they're not expressing it. Four of Pentacles doesn't usually mean communication or feelings of such. It's more about assets and jobs and career and growth in that type of way. It's not usually communication and feelings, but it can take that approach. But there's a feeling of being blocked here or wanting to keep something in. There's a fear here of letting go, and possibly them wanting to be on their own, or even admitting to wanting to be on their own, or admitting even to themselves that they would be satisfied with the single person's life. They've got everything that they need and would be content being on their own. What else can you give me, please, Spirit, on this Nine of Pentacles? They feel they're at a place where they're self-sufficient. They're not dependent on anyone external or anything outside of them to validate them or bring them any type of fulfillment. They can find it within themselves, and it's a great place to be. And there we have the Ten of Swords. There's an ending here. They're done. Why is this Ten of Swords here, please, Spirit? Why is this Ten of Swords here? Because we're back to the Two of Cups again. That was right back at the beginning. They know deep down there's going to have to be a situation that needs to be ended here. There's no avoiding it now. They're at Ten of Swords energy. Ten of Swords energy, it's not even about making decisions anymore. You've gone past that. It's there, it's evident, it's in front of you. There's no hiding from it anymore. There's no, you've already checked out. They've already checked out. What do we have in this Three of Swords then, please, Spirit, of how they feel towards Leo? Oh God, this feels awful. What do we have in this Three of Swords, please, Spirit, of how Leo's party, I'll just call them the party, feels towards Leo? They feel it's time to move on. Now this Three of Swords, it doesn't always represent third party, guys. It can represent anything within it can represent heartbreak, it can represent depression, it can represent upset. But they know, there's a knowing, and that it's time to move on. And it's really, yeah, and they need to make it clear. Oh. Anything else you can give me on that, please, Spirit? Anything else you can give me? The Queen of Wands. They need to make it clear to their partner. I feel there's been a relationship here that has been based on passion. It's as if it's all been caught up in quite a bit of a whirlwind and invested in very quickly. And there's been a lot of talk of, this isn't going to fit for all of you, and don't shout at me, I'm just reading the cards and going off what I'm getting through from Spirit. There's been a lot of talking round and quite a lot of giddiness, and you have kind of just landed, and there's been this realization that maybe this passion we have between us isn't going to take us far enough, or as far as we need to go, or it's not going to take us for the long haul. We need more than that. But there's a needing to make something clear here. For others of you, your party, what they want to do, I'm hearing possibly a Pisces, feels heartbroken at the minute because they want to move forward with you and they want to make something clear to this Queen of Wands. They feel so passionately towards you. They feel you're their ideal. And they are stressed. But they want it to be more fair this time. They do. They're sensing it's more than just, as I've just pointed out, a sexual or passionate exchange. They feel there's a spiritual depth to it as well. They feel that you may have overgiven before and now they want to give more back. And if there's children involved, they want to be able to make it work with them as well. But there's a transformation that's happening here. There's really been a massive shift. I feel like they've been going through something of their own. Maybe a dark night of the soul or some type of spiritual awakening, but they're struggling. They're struggling grasping with this. They're struggling grasping with their awakening within themselves. They're struggling grasping with how externally things are going to change so massively as well. They just can't quite get their head around all of this at the moment. Spirit's telling me to change deck. Usually when this happens, guys, it's because duplicate cards are going to come out. So this Knight of Pentacles, Leo, Virgo energy, doesn't have to be. But this is an energy that's coming in within the spread of, it's a slow, methodical energy. It's progressive, but it's taking its time. It really is taking its time. And every checkpoint it gets to, it's analysed, if not over-analysed. And at times, because it's slow, it can feel static. It can feel like you're not making progress or you're not getting anywhere. But there's one thing about the Knight of Pentacles, is that he's always satisfied, he or she, not gender specific, with the decision that's been made. But this is what's going on within your party's environment as of this moment, Leo, that you're apparently not aware of. For some of you, there is progression within a relationship, but there's also a party there that you're not aware of. And I think it's all based on make-believe, myself. 7 of Cups in reverse. There's a lot of water in this reading, guys. But this person they're not grounded at the minute, or they're going along with this illusion, possibly to this High Priestess, if it is that it's another party. As if this is the right direction that they're meant to be going in, but they're just, there's a stalling here. There's a stalling. This is, I feel there's somebody that's holding out for you, Leo, here. Don't forget, guys, this is a collective reading. It's not going to be a flowing reading for all of you or even any of you. And there's that 4 of Pentacles again. But they're keeping it quiet. They're keeping it to themselves. There's a fear here. They're holding on to what they've got, because I feel they don't think what they're investing into as of this moment, putting the time and their effort into, it's going to be worthwhile. They don't feel it as being realistic, or whatever it is that this High Priestess energy is asking for is this 7 of Cups energy that's in reverse. It's unrealistic, and they're withdrawing with that 4 of Pentacles energy, withdrawing with their assets, withdrawing with what they're given. They're parting with bare minimal, just hoping to offer enough to keep this High Priestess energy satisfied. And there's the Empress, more Libra, because they're wanting to redo it with a Libra, possibly a Taurus, doesn't have to be. But they know they need to let the guard down, more Libra energy. Oh my goodness. And there we have it. King of Wands, back again. I feel there's also a Libra here who may have been involved with the King of Wands. Cancer, Leo energy, as I said, but doesn't have to be. There may have been a third party. I'm not quite sure. Or they've given somebody the impression that they're going to leave their partner. And I feel this King of Wands that's here, that's at the bottom, is riding it out with another party. The High Priestess maybe, but keeping them quiet and just offering them bare minimal. To keep them tied over. To keep them quiet. But just enough at arm's length as well. Until they can locate, I'm hearing, this Libra energy, who they say is the Empress, and wait for it to let something go. He or she, as I said, not gender specific, which is this Two of Swords energy that's here, and then they can come in passionately and take charge. What is it that this King of Wands energy wants, please, Spirit? What does this King of Wands energy want with the Libra? The Hermit. What else do we have on this Hermit energy, please, Spirit? Oh, Three of Wands. Okay. That Hermit energy is typically Virgo energy. Okay, doesn't matter if they're not a Virgo. Remember, they're just assigned to the cards, the star signs. I feel this Virgo energy that's here, that's about going within. That's really a slow process. It's about going deep within. As I said, there may be somebody that's going through some type of spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, but they really are going within and being shown the Hangman card as well now in my mind. So I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out. And that as well is about perspective. And that is also Pisces energy. But this Virgo energy that's here, its Spirit has automatically linked it up to this Knight of Pentacles that's at the bottom, which is Leo Virgo energy. I feel like your party, or one of the parties that's connected to your party, Leo, has gone through a long drawn out process, and they really have gained some insight about themselves. It's taken them time to get there, but there's been some heavy stuff that they're dealing with, and they're now just surfacing out of the other side. They're coming out of the other side more enlightened, and they're looking for this opportunity with this Three of Wands. They're anxious, they're definitely anxious, but they know what they want. As you can see with this card here, there's the Three of Wands that are there, but he stepped forward within this deck, and there's the two wands that are behind him, and it's as if he knows which option that he wants, and he's putting himself at the front. He knows which one that he wants out of the three. There's a preference, and he's putting himself forward, but he's still got to wait for that opportunity to come in. But he's willing to hold out and ride it out. But even though he's creating the opportunities, this is also about patience, and that's what comes with that Hermit card as well. And the Knight of Pentacles, it's about patience, because you can only realise stuff when you realise them, or when we're expecting something from somebody else. It'll only reach you when it reaches you, or they'll only come to their realisation when they're in the right place. We can't force them to. But this person, whoever it is, whoever you identify it with, if you do, they're willing to wait. Just spinning you around there, guys. Okay, so what we've got here is what they're expecting from you as of this moment, or what they want. I apologise. What they want from the connection is this Ten of Wands in reverse. They're wondering whether that huffing that I did then, that exhaling, that's their perseverance. That's their, how much longer can I hold on for? Do I walk away from this now? But there's something that's keeping them there. That's something that is holding them connected to you. I'm hearing telepathy. There's so much water in this reading as well, within this energy. I feel there's a strong psychic connection between you both, a strong spiritual connection, especially with those High Priestess cards. And I think I mentioned earlier about energetic exchange. It's as if when you're with each other, or you have been with each other previously, you really have triggered things within each other, quite twin flame like. Oh my goodness. And there we have the Star card, healing. There's concern there, they're worried and don't know whether to let this investment, this possible fantasy that they may be carrying of getting with you, they don't know whether to let it go, because it might not get to where they want to be, to get towards that star energy. Next card out, King of Cups. That can be Libra energy. Some of you may have Libra quite strongly in your chart. I do feel some of you do, because there's Libra so heavily within this reading. I feel though there's a wanting to offer you something here. There's a wanting to offer you a connection, but you seem to have gone out of the spotlight. That's what I feel some of you have done. And this King of Cups, it's really thrown them. Don't forget, this King of Cups can be the King of Wands as well. There's an inability to be able to grasp you, to get hold of you, to put forward what they want to say in this King of Cups energy, which would come across as logical, but showing empathy and with compassion as well, and showing emotion. Maybe in a different light of how you have experienced them recently. But there's that Ace of Pentacles. There's a wanting of a beginning there, a wanting to start something. And then there we have, with you, Leo, to get the happy ever after. Okay, so this King of Swords energy that's here, this is guidance from Spirit. This is what Spirit would like you to concentrate on, or is suggesting you concentrate on. Remember guys, it is just guidance. It isn't an order, okay? And with this King of Swords energy, it's often about difficulties we have around accepting things that can't be proven. So there may be things that are going on at the moment, especially within this type of energy that's up here, where there may be legalities, or there may be conflict within an argument. And you can sense, or there's that sense at the moment where something's just not quite right, or it's not sitting right with you. But it's about not trying to prove a point just to be right. It's just about allowing others to come to their place, or their place of resolve when they get there. Come to their own conclusion. It's not about you using all of that energy. Don't be using that energy of yours, or not, sorry, don't. Reconsider if you want to be using that energy of yours to be trying to convince people, because there'll be people out there that just want to disagree with you for the sake of disagreeing. They don't want to agree with you because they like the idea of not agreeing, not because they think the point that you're raising is a valid point. They just want to disagree with you anyway. But this as well is also about keeping your mind and your eyes open, and that it can lead you down the path of wisdom. So just by looking at what's around you, put your energy into that instead of investing it into others to try and convince them, or try and offer to them what you think is in their best interest. Leave them to decide. And you just concentrate on you and putting it back into yourself. And it will lead you down the right path. Oh, Leo, this has been a really heavy reading. It has. I just wish you all the best of luck with this. And, yep, look forward to catching up with you at the beginning of September. Over and out. Bye.